Platinum people? This is Adam Tester. Right now you're listening to Spin FM. Make sure you stay tuned.
Shall we crack?
How'd you like this one? Red Drama is with me in the studio, so...
Yeah, hey everybody who's listening. It's the first time I hear it. It sounded good, I think. I like Trey's songs. I like both the artists. I like Fat Joe a lot, and from like R&B artists, and I like Trey's songs a lot. I think he's a really good singer, and also he's a really good songwriter. He writes for a lot of different people and stuff. So.
Just like you're a rapper, songwriter. What else do you do?
Basically, I've produced some tracks for other artists, and then I've been writing for some other artists, and then of course the Red Drama stuff that I do for myself. But yeah, it's basically it's about for me. Why I want to do that is, I mean, it's a privilege that I've had the chance to do that in the first place. But also, you need to do that in a way because you need to sort of expand all the time, and especially right now. In the state of music business or whatever you call it, is in that you have to expand. But for me, I've always also enjoyed it, and I think I would be really bored if I would do just Red Drama albums back to back all the time and just write 16-bar verses and rap. That would be, for me, that would be boring. So.
But you have an education as well in music. You were talking before here off air that you've been studying in the Pop and Jazz Conservatory here in Helsinki, Finland.
Yep.
But you never really graduated, have you?
No, that's an unfortunate thing that I left.
How much did you study?
Actually, I've studied there for was it 2 years, 2 full years, and then I left for I didn't do the army. I did the civil service, so I left for that, and then after that I've already started writing my own songs a long time before that. But then I really felt like I was doing, making big steps forward and stuff. So I wanted to concentrate to that. So I just got a normal job and just made my small money, whatever you made. I have a lot of different jobs.
But
I wasn't good at anything, but then it sort of took over. But at the same time, I really feel that that's something I want to do. I definitely want to try to graduate one day because I had a lot of I've learned a lot of useful stuff, and I think I want to still learn more and maybe get some more piano lessons and learn some new instruments and whatever. And just the the basic thing of getting something done and finishing something.
And maybe in the future you can be a teacher and put all this street knowledge, hands-on knowledge to other people, to other young aspiring musicians.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I've done some just like I did the Kotka Jazz Camp thing, and I did like a beat making and production and songwriting thing there for a week, and then I've done these Kulturkarneval, and that's in Swedish. It's basically there's a lot of, it goes on for a week too, and there's like students from, I think it's from like almost 12 to 17, and they go and they do like film and photography, dancing, and basically all sorts of creative arts and stuff. And then I really enjoyed those things, and hopefully I'm going to do more of them.
But when you were 12 and 15 years old, did you have the chances to explore your talents? How was life growing up here in Finland, in Helsinki? You're from Kauniainen?
I'm from Espoo, close to here. Yeah.
So how was life there, like 12-year-old Lasse? How was life? You were not Red Drama then. You were a young boy called Lasse. And how were things then? Were you creative? You were playing in the school plays, theater plays, or in the choirs? Or
the thing is that I was actually in school, and at that age especially, then I was kind of shy. I didn't want, I wouldn't have wanted even to be like on stage or anything like that. But that sort of came later. But I started playing guitar pretty early, and I've been, in that sense, I've been very lucky. My parents divorced, but they divorced later on. But they both were very supportive, and my dad gave me, he taught me a little bit of guitar, and then I got my own like teacher a little bit. I had private teacher, as much as we could afford and stuff. So it was like once a month or something like that. And then the guitar was like basically my main thing. But at the same time, as I was learning that, then I applied to school and stuff. Then I just basically fell in love with hip-hop music. So I did both. But in that sense, I was I feel I was very lucky, because of course like my parents were, second guessing a little bit, not as an education and
Were
as,
you a
as
good student?
as a career. Because I was a good student once I started to study music, but before that I wasn't. So once I got to study what I wanted, and I was really the nerd basically. But at that age, high school, then I think it's not that many guys that are good students. I think you girls, you women are a little bit smarter.
More diligent
you're
and
smarter.
doing the homework.
I think you're smarter anyways. I think you're just really complicated.
Here's
but
the man, ladies and gentlemen. Red
Did you
drama
hear?
finally.
Did you hear complicated? No, I'm joking. No, but at that age, I think I didn't. It's embarrassing to say, but I didn't care about school. I feel it would be good to go back and do it properly. But I wasn't the worst student though. But at the same time, I wasn't really concentrating.
So when did the hip hop came into your life? You're playing the guitar. You started question. What was your inspiration of the first CD you bought or cassette? What was it? You remember?
Well, I had an early inspiration, and that was I can't remember. That was before this, and I think I was around 8 or 9. And I saw the movie Beat Street with the breakdance and graffiti, and then my dad bought me Grandmaster Flash and the Grandmaster Melly Mel cassettes. But I would be lying if I said that since then I've been a hip-hop dude. Because that was just a short phase, and I was really young. But then it was actually through my younger brother that he kept telling me that I need to listen to a couple of cassettes that he had. And then it was Nas's first album that was for me like a definite. And that was the same time everybody was listening to. Like a lot of friends were starting to listen to NWA and Snoop Dogg, and I didn't really like them, especially. So I didn't like those West Coast things as much as my friends did. But then when I heard Nas and I started listening to New York rappers, and then when I heard Raucous records the first time, when I heard Mos Def and the Roots also, I mean they weren't Raucous records, but anyway the same sort of sound, Talib Kweli, and then the Tribe Called Quest, the De La Soul, and all those things, and then I just felt,
took it from there.
I felt I had to, I was just so excited about it, and I just loved it, and and also I think the fact that it was actually so hard to learn that kept me going and kept me in a place where I wanted to just write and get
And you
better.
start writing in English.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So how did that, is it because of these inspirations that you had?
Yeah, I think so.
Or you think that the English language is more easy to mold and to rhyme? Because in my opinion, because I do study, I'm a foreigner living in Finland, and I do study Finnish language, and I think because you have all the endings at the end, basically you can rhyme everything. You can put SSA, LLA everywhere, and you can...
I'm not confident at all. But at the same time, I was 100% sure that
Was Red Drama having a plan at that time? And the plan was to conquer the world, start rhyming.
when I came out, it was something that the media picked up in the newspapers, and that was at that time my first album, my first full-length album was 2003. So that was still at a time where hip-hop was it was still a kind of a new thing in the media in Finland, especially. That was around the same time that Fintelligence came out a couple of years earlier, and the whole thing that the mainstream heard people rapping in Finnish. I mean, people have been rapping in Finnish here for many years before that, but that was the first time
that came to the
radio
mainstream,
and they were mainstream, they were in the newspapers.
Up,
Exactly. So still, the media, they just wanted to know more, and they wanted to put a label and a name on it. So I was like, first it was like I'm the European Eminem, and then it was like every newspaper that wrote something about me always had to mention the thing that this is a Swedish-speaking guy from Kauniainen, which was, I thought it was kind of annoying actually.
Why?
Because I felt like it was to be honest, I felt like none of these journalists had listened to any of my music properly, because they were talking about this credibility thing, and I've never said anything on any song trying to be something I'm not, and I didn't do that even as a younger guy. So for me, that time, I'm glad that time is over, where the media tried to do that. Because now I feel hip-hop is, in a way, in a much better place, because it is a genre like every other, and people like it or they don't like it. But